Hello, hello YouTube. Okay, we're back. This is my dovii Pablo. It's been a little while since we've posted a video, so I thought I'd do an update on the big guy. When I say the big guy, he's getting bigger. He's not massive, but he's, I reckon he'd be a good 16 inches now. He's probably getting to that sort of a length. I'm so sorry about the light above the tank. That's the fluoro light that's shining down because it's night time here in Australia where I am, and I've got to have his light on because he's currently eating some pellets. I've just done a water change on this tank 2 days ago. It's not exactly crystal clear, but it's pretty good. The lighting's just not the best here with the standard house fluoro as an aquarium light, but that's okay. You can see, and that's important. Oh wow, there we go. So yeah, what's changed? The tank that I built, which as you can see, it looks pretty dodgy. There's a whole lot of silicone in there, on the go repairs. You know, this tank's massive. It's 7 foot long inside by 3 foot from the front to the back wall inside, and 3 foot from the bottom to the very top. Obviously you can see that the tank's not completely full. There's a reason for that. And the reason for that is because this fellow is like a typical dovii and likes to jump and attack things. I'm worried he's going to jump out of the tank, even though I have lids on the tank. There's a few gaps in between them in places, so I just make it a bit harder for him to be able to jump out of the tank completely. You know, I was just thinking earlier, I see a lot of people with these, what do you call them, white dovii now, albino looking dovii. And I think, you know, this is just my opinion, I think they're pretty cool. But for me, call me old school, but I just love the original dovii like this guy right here. Just see if you can see his teeth there. He's got some pretty good teeth these days. He's not a glass biter, so he hasn't snapped any teeth off that I know of as yet. I don't know, look, I just see this pattern, you know, under their eye and behind their heads. I just think they look lovely. I don't know. I like all those turquoises on their fins. You can see those better in different lighting, but I think the colours and the patterns on the original dovii, the greens, the blues, the turquoise, all the dots, all the dots, I think they just look awesome as they are. They're an impressive looking piscivore. The only thing that's really changed with my tank is that I've just put a new air filter on one of my sponge filters there, that one there, just because the one that I had on there was weak. I like a lot of aeration and a lot of water movement. These guys really do well in a big volume of nice, clean, well aerated water. They grow big, they eat big, so lots of water turnover is good. Got my little canister filter down there. That's doing the job. Got a pretty good power head there. Spray bars shooting out of the top with the from the canister filter. I've got a corner filter over there, and I've got that spongy there. And the water, well, you can't really tell. Well, you can tell there because the bubbles are moving. The surface is constantly moving. That means the water's constantly getting moved around, which is what I like. Keeps it nice and well oxygenated. There's a nice angle on the guy. Can't wait for him to get bigger. Really looking forward to when he hits about that 18-inch mark. I'll be even more excited once he hits 20 if I get him to that size. I really hope so. You never know with fish. You know, they can get a sickness and Doesn't take long sometimes if they succumb to their bad illness. But I do everything I can to look after this guy. Feed him still mostly pellet food, high protein pellet food. I do feed him prawns. I shell the prawns and only give him the fresh meat inside. I don't like giving them prawn heads or the shells particularly. I've had fish in the past that have become injured from hard crustacean shells or you know, heads on prawns and things like that, and I don't want to have him stab himself somewhere and give himself a bacterial infection because of an injury or anything. I'm not even willing to put a female in there because I don't want him to you know, his personality to change right now, or you know, for him to just stop eating and start wanting to breed. The objective of this guy is to grow him up and grow him out, and that's, I just want one big nice lovely male dovii. So yeah, here he comes, having a bit of a look. He's a good fish. I've always loved my dovii. My favourite cichlid species in the whole world. Don't know what else to say really. Again, my tank looks like absolute crap. I know that, but you know what? It doesn't really matter because it holds 1,500 litres of water, which is big enough to house a nice big male dovii. That's all I care about. If I wanted a pretty tank, I would have made a pretty tank. But you know what? I made this tank cheap and with the purpose of just being able to house the fish, and that makes me happy. I don't overdo the you know, ornaments and all that sort of crap because I like them to have swimming space, you know, and the more stuff you have in a tank, the more debris can build up under things. Like, you know, if you go putting like big ship ornaments or something in there, yeah, they look cool, but for this species I think they're better off with just a few large basic items, like, you know, a couple of big rocks, maybe a bit of wood. They don't really need, they're not a shy fish anyway. Once, you know, once they're used to people, they're usually going to attack you through the glass if anything. So I don't like them, you know, hiding away and that sort of thing. If I could get him a big enough ceramic pot that he could swim through, I'd consider that. That's probably the only addition I'd give him, just for a little bit of shelter if he did want to get away. There he is, teeth. Yeah, love those patterns. Look at those patterns. Like, how can you not like that, eh? What a pretty fish. I think they are. Even more pretty when the lights are off. The blues and the turquoises that you can see there, they just stand out so much more in dull lighting. If anyone's got any comments or questions, want to know, you know, specifically anything I do with this fish or the water or the tank or the food or anything like that, please feel free to leave a comment. I'll try and get back to you as soon as I can. I guess that's about it. Probably a long enough video, so I'll wrap it up there. But this is Pablo, my dovii. He's, I'm guessing, I think around 3 years old, but I'll have to look that up exactly. I think he's around 3 years old now. Oh, let me think, what are we in? We're in, he might only be 2.5, I'm not sure. But I think about April I got him, so in fact he's probably only 2.5, but I could be wrong, and if I am, I'll correct that in my next video. Alright, thanks for watching everyone. Okay, bye bye.